So I got two comments from the same person on two separate videos, and in both of those videos, I was discussing, I guess you could say, interracial relationships. More so, one of them, black women complaining about black athletes having sex with white women, and then the other one, a black man saying that black men worship white women. And I got two comments on those videos, and I'll put those in the description or in the card section so you can check those out. So let's check out this first comment from Tadler Tom. And Tadler Tom says, "Son, you got to try. Firstly, let me say this on the outset. Uh, I don't like when old people try to son me, try to little bro me. I don't respect you because you're old. Uh, I don't care. I was fortunate enough to be surrounded by some older people who didn't do that to me, and they allow for me to the best of my ability at that time, to logically explain my perspective on things, try to formulate a philosophy on life, and have social commentary and political commentary on certain things, and have conversations with them, and them not try to little bro me, them try to understand what I'm saying, and me understand what they're saying, and how they formulate their arguments, and possibly become better in me formulating mine. So that son shit, I don't know you. I have a father. Don't do that to me, respectfully. Relationships take work. Granddad did it. Am I right? Black men believe in black pride. Sure, there are black men who put their racial identity at the forefront of their identity as a whole. Sure, there are some, but there are also some who don't, such as myself, and like to say black queens. They love the works of Malcolm X. Well, let me say this because I've been around a lot. Niggas who say shit like black queens, there are two groups. One is the ideologically beholden to the worship of black women. The black woman is God shit, that is gay and that is simping. And that's less of a racial issue and more of a simping problem, more of a gynocentrism problem, more of a lack of masculinity, a lack of masculine frame. That's more of that type of issue. And that's the first one. Secondly, there are black men who say, and also white men, because I've heard this as well, who say black queens because they're just trying to get pussy. They just want to have sex with these women. And I don't know if you know this or not, but women are very susceptible to words and to propaganda and to nice advertising. That's why they are the number one product consumers. They just are. They have the most consumer debt. Saying black queens, it sounds nice to their ear. They're going to suck your dick. That's what that's for. They love the works of Malcolm X. But the same men act like they would crawl over glass for non black women. Well, you evoke the name of Malcolm X, which in the end of his life, he changed his name to El Haj Malik Al Shabazz. And you want to know why he did that? Because from his perspective, he went to Mecca and he realized that, oh, people can unite under a religion, under an ideology, and be of different races from different countries, speak different languages, and still be united under a God. So he eschewed the beliefs of his former teacher, Elijah Muhammad, and embraced Sunni Islam, which I obviously don't fucking like. But I'm talking about El Haj Malik Al Shabazz here. He got rid of he stopped believing in the ways of his old teacher and embraced a unification of races under God, under religion. You can say you embrace the works of Malcolm X. Which Malcolm X are we talking about? Are we talking about the Malcolm X who was very racist, was very vile, who said some very questionable shit? For some reason, that's okay for black people to believe, but if a white person evokes the name of fucking the Grand Wizard or any of these other people in history, then that's a problem. But whatever. Even though Malcolm X did change later on in life, let's continue. The same men act like they would crawl over glass for non-black women. Basically, they act like the new white supremacists. Now, how you go from black men believe in black pride, which some do, and they say black queens, which some do, and they love the works of Malcolm X, which some do, to how do you go from that to crawling over glass to non-black women, which if you encompass all of that, the previous statement to the not the crawling over glass for non-black women, that would just be hypocrisy. How you go from hypocrisy, being hypocritical, to acting like white supremacists. So these men who believe in these things, but Sometimes they want some pink. They sometimes they want some sushi, right? To being the same as wanting to instill a white ethno nationalist state, to wanting to relegate black people to second class citizens, to wanting to enslave non white people. How you do that and how do you call them that from this previous statement of all this innocuous shit? Just being hypocrites to now they're Hitler? What? Now they're grand wizards? Okay, I don't see how you go from there, but let's continue. They seem to value non black women to the supreme level. Was it always this way? Well, I fundamentally disagree with your premise. I fundamentally disagree with your premise. What you're talking about here, black men believe in black pride. They call them black queens, which is simping shit. They love the works of Malcolm X, and they were call over glass for non black women. That's called hypocritical. That's called hypocrisy. There's some simping in there. How you equate that to white supremacy, I don't know. Now, in this next comment, Tatler Tom says that he is a white man, which I've had conversations with a lot of white men, young and old. This equating this hypocrisy to white supremacy, either you are the most liberal nigga on the planet or you're not white. Because this doesn't make sense for a white guy to say this. How is this white supremacy? Anyway, next comment. And here we have another comment. Here again, we have from Tadler Tom. This is a long one. Goddamn, nigga, write a book. Explain this, though. There are a lot more white men on campus, college campuses, than black men, which is true. Black women wind up with nothing. No partner, no husband. Even though 88 to 90% of black women who are married to black men. The rest are married to non-black men. And 80% of black men who are married to black women. But whatever. It's not just a numbers game, is my point. It seems that what is more likely, you tell me I'm white, with black male friends my whole life, I don't believe that you're white based off of that previous comment. Or you're just very fucking liberal and you grew up around black people. Because the way you talk is very weird to me. Is black men are more sexually attracted to good hair, light skin, light eyes, and the overall look of non-black women. Again, this is why I state that I don't think this guy is white. Good hair, or he did say he had black male friends, so maybe they talk to him like this. But good hair, light skin, light eyes, and the overall look of non-black women. I don't know if you know this or not, but the most sexually attractive female racial group in the United States are Asian women. That's across all ethnicities. That's white, Asian, or maybe Asian as Latino. But again, that's amongst the majority of ethnicities. It's just something you have to deal with. And the most sexually attractive men, according to these stats, are white men. You don't see niggas complaining. No, you deal with your lot in life and you deal what you deal with. By the way, 88% of black married women are married to black men. The odd part, I said this in another video of yours, black men, even the ones I know, all serious professionals, are very into black pride. Racial identitarianism is what I like to call that. Are into the works of Malcolm X. Some even do the whole Black Queens thing. We already discussed this. But in my world, what does that mean? But, oh, that's a period. But in what? Okay, you gotta structure. That doesn't make sense. But in my world, whatever. Some are honest about it to me. Find non-black women, Asian, white, primarily, simply more. Yeah, again, I stated that. That's according to statistics from dating websites. Asian women are at the very top. That's amongst all groups. Why that is, I don't know. But it just is that way. Asian, white, primarily, simply more sexually attractive. And by quite a bit. It's not a contest. That's cool. I can find half Kazakhstan, half Japanese, part Russian, a little bit of Egyptian, some north of France, 6 foot bitch, hot. But it's like, does that matter to reality? Does it matter that I think that Busujima from High School of the Dead is one of the best girls ever? She's not real, bro. Like, what are you talking about? These things don't matter. Who cares? Asian women are, yeah, whatever. What do the numbers bear out? The numbers bear out that the overwhelming majority of married black people are married to other black people. Okay. The contrast between Malcolm X hero worship and their unstated or sometimes stated, after a few beers, is what I wonder about. I used to know a lot of black women in college. I was from New York City public schools. Ugh. Maybe that is the problem as to why the way that you're structuring this comment is very convoluted, and I'm having to slow down and break it down to the umpteenth. Was from New York City public schools and grew up in a very mixed world. Maybe that's why you're kind of. Maybe too many niggas had too much influence. You don't sound like. All right, whatever. And so few of them got married. Totally crazy. They were really cool, nice, moral, and good looking, I thought. Why didn't you marry one? But black men around campus, even the pro black pride types, were literally like, pass. I'll say this. Women now have choice. And all women in the United States and in developed first world countries are deferring marriage and deferring pregnancy into their 30s. And when they get pregnant, they don't have many children. So that's not men forcing women to not get married. That's not, and in this case, we're talking about black men. That's not black men forcing black women to not get married. It's not black men forcing black women to not have children. These are the choices that these women are making. They're deferring marriage until their 30s when they don't look as good for the partners that they want. So they're probably going to be chosen less. And their fertility rates are plummeting rapidly. So they can't have as many children. And if they do have a children, they can't, if they do have a child or children, they can't bounce back from that as readily as they could have when they were younger. And the chances of having a healthy pregnancy, meaning the child is normal and you're healthy, that drops as well. So what do you think is going to happen when all of those confining factors come into place where bitches are deferring marriage, they're deferring childbearing years in order to pursue careers, and then when they get older, they only have one kid? Whose fault is that? These women have choices. I don't know if you know this or not, but it is not up to men, and in this case, black men, to save women. Black men have their own problems to deal with. It's not our jobs to save women from their problems of their own making that they choose to do. It's not like niggas have been talking about this for years at this point, and in this case, black women, telling black women to be nicer, telling black women to get married, telling black women all of these things which will improve their quality of life. But instead, like all women in the United States, they decided to not listen to the men whose biological imperative is to protect them from the dangers of the world, from the dangers of other men, from the dangers of society, and help them and provide for them so they can raise up the next generation of people to make the world a better place. Nah, fuck them niggas. Fuck them. I'm gonna be bad by myself. And then when you're older and you're not married and you don't have a child, now it's men's fault for that. Tadler Tom, I think you should kind of think about these issues a little bit more broadly, with more nuance. And I hate using that term, but that's literally what this is. More nuance. You cannot dictate to men that they should marry women. That, like, who are you? You can't force men to marry women. This was actually very interesting for me. I could slow down, break it down, and not curse so much because I don't need to. It's not a reacting to some crazy fucking bitch saying something outrageous. It's more so just breaking down text, which is fun for me because I like breaking down shit. So make sure you click that link in the description for my Instagram. Hit me up, send me videos to react to, and Tadler Tom. If you have an Instagram, hit me up. Also, check out those other videos. Give this video a thumbs up, and I'll check you guys out later.
You know what? Look at my African American over here. Look at him. Are you the greatest? Do you know what I'm talking about?